It won't be long until we literally have no one left in our special forces. They are constantly going after our professional operators. You've had the Northern Ireland inquiries, and now we've got the Afghanistan. I'm sure there'll be Iraq. There'll be more coming in the future because there are lawyers constantly, in my opinion, wanting to make money. There's loads of articles that have come out recently, and there's a few videos over on YouTube that you can go and watch. But they are constantly trying to attack our UK Special Forces for war crimes. Have a look at this. There's many articles you can go and read as well. This is just one I've selected. I've looked through a few different ones. Some of them really go in at our Special Forces with the titles, but I've tried to find one that's a little bit more centre. UK Special Forces unit had deliberate policy to kill fighting-age males in Afghanistan, inquiry told. A senior officer said he raised concerns with the director of UK Special Forces, but a conscious decision was made to cover it up. There was deliberate policy to kill fighting-age males, even when they did not pose a threat among some members of British Special Forces unit in Afghanistan. In a note dated 7th of April 2011, a senior officer warned that the director of UK Special Forces about the policy, sharing concerns from the unit's commanding officer. This is big. Like, you're telling me that in the whole of UK Special Forces, bearing in mind everyone in the military has rules of engagement, and the British armies were a lot stricter than other nations, especially when it comes to like the United States. By the end of the war, we were barely firing anything compared to what the United States were firing. So you're telling me that within units that were deployed to Afghanistan, they've all just kept this a secret. We're talking down from the lowest rank operator up to sergeants, sergeant majors, into team leaders, squadron commanders, commanding officer of the SAS, and then all the way up to the Director Special Forces unit, that they were just out to kill everyone and anyone. I just don't believe it. I just feel like maybe they'll, here and there, maybe someone made a little mistake. But you're telling me they went out to just kill everyone and anyone that was fighting age male, and then it was completely covered up. And then there's one person who was sat in an office thousands of miles away while operations were going on, while the guys were doing the tough job, making those split-second decisions under pressure. Guys like, Mark Billy Billingham, Foxy, Ollie Ollerton, they were SBS. You've got Jay Morton. These sorts of guys were just going out and being able to just do what they want for a few periods. You've got Jay Cal now who's under investigation. They are literally going after everyone. When is it going to come back down to the conventional forces guys, the regular forces? We've seen it with Brian Wood and other guys. And they've all been cleared in the past. Soldier F when it comes to Northern Ireland. But, it goes on to detail that the document was released by Afghanistan Inquiry after evidence was given in closed hearings by UK Special Forces members. In the note N1466, he's mentioned a lot, who was Assistant Chief of Staff for Operations in UKSF headquarters, described what he heard from the unit's commanding officer. He felt that this was possibly a deliberate policy among the current subunit to engage and kill fighting age males on target, even when they did not pose a threat. He'd been approached by some of his men who recounted separate conversations with trained members of UKSF-1 in which such suggestions had been made. The note explained that unit's commanding officer is sure that they were accurately reporting what they are hearing from colleagues. And while N1466 conceded that the allegation could simply be a rumour or a wind-up, he said the context would not support either assertion. Rumour could prove explosive. He continued, the very fact that this rumour is circulating is in itself distasteful and, in my view, unacceptable to the UKSF ethos and UKSF dynamics. It could prove explosive. Clearly, if there's anything more than rumour behind it, then elements of UKSF have strayed into indefensible, ethical and legal behaviour. He concluded, my instinct is that this merits deeper investigation. You're looking at ruining a lot of people's careers and lives over this. Like, look at the J. Cal interview with Sean Ryan on his Sean Ryan podcast over on YouTube. 5 of them were arrested. It's ruined marriages, it's ruined lives, it's ruined careers. Because when you get arrested, you get a murder charge put on you. You can't do your job properly. It's constantly playing on your mind. This then gets around the rest of the British military. I don't know if this is true, but rumours are less people are applying for SF. There will always be guys applying because they just want to do it, but rumours are numbers are down. When is our military just going to be left to do its job? They are constantly chasing after them, constantly trying to make money, constantly trying to ruin careers. When are they going to be left alone to be able to do the job that the majority of people don't want to do and can't do? To get in UKSF, into Special Forces, SAS, SBS, even SRR and SF communicators, is an extremely long and arduous selection process, 6 months. That's just the selection process. Before that, you've done your career in the British Army, British military, Royal Marines. So you've got to do a bit of time before you even get onto selection. All the training you have to do leading up to selection. The pass rate is what, 5 to 10%? No, less than that, I believe, 2 to 5%. Say 5 to 10, pass out of about 2 to 300. So yeah, less than that. Once you pass selection, you then got to go through all your training courses. Then you're on probation. Then you actually get into the unit. Then look at interviews. They're constantly on training courses. These guys are pretty much paramedics, divers, parachutists, linguinists. What else? Explosive experts, snipers. They then have to go and train with the artillery to learn all of the fire support. It's mental what these guys have to go through. And you think they're just going to throw it away. These guys as well are extremely proud of who they are, what they do. And you may get one bad egg. But to say a whole unit, including all the way up to the commanding officer, bearing in mind officers, selection's even harder for them. And some of them come from really well-off backgrounds, you know, with very, you know, high up friends and family members. It's just all been covered up and one guy heard a rumour or a bit of a wind-up and now the whole unit's being investigated. Because if you look at some articles, you know, if you look at especially left-leaning ones, look at this for a title. SAS shot toddlers in their beds. Like, these are massive accusations you're putting against the best special forces units in the world, the most highly trained, highly professional. These guys are the best when it comes to the basics. And you're saying that a whole unit just went out murdering people. And it was over years. It's different units that have cycled through. So, you know, the whole of the Special Air Service, possibly the Special Boat Service as well, have just gone out and committed mass murders because that's what they felt like doing. I think our soldiers, our operators need to be left alone to do a job. They are trained extremely well. Honestly, it winds me up. It really annoys me that there is just constant inquiries going on for murders that have happened overseas on operations when guys are under extreme pressure, lack of sleep, minimal food, and then are out behind enemy lines with people that want to hurt them, that want to do bad things for them. And when you enter a building, you have a split second to make a decision that they are just going into buildings and just seeing a toddler in bed and then, you know, murdering them. Really? Really? I do not think so. I would love to know what your thoughts are on this, but this is the inquiry that's still going on. And they're saying there's a massive cover-up down from the lowest operator all the way up to director of special forces. This could ruin a lot of lives and a lot of careers. even once proven not guilty, they've had to go through this process. Their names are tarnished. It's mentally affected them. Maybe they've been put aside as well, can't deploy because of these investigations are going on. Who knows? Leave our soldiers and veterans going on, because this is just going to open up a whole can of worms for the rest of Afghanistan, Iraq. You've got the Falklands, North Korean War, Northern Ireland still, all sorts. When are our guys going to be left alone? I want to know that. I really want to know that. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.